to speak about Dr. Costa. He's already above 90 years of age and he's done so much of work, prestigious work. So I want to throw a light on how we're going to recognize, I want you to throw a light on how we're going to recognize his work in our country.
Okay. Let me tell you first that your question is slightly faulty because you're saying how to recognize Dr. Costa. He doesn't need any more recognition. He is well recognized in the whole country. In the space community, he is one of the pole star. And Dr. Costa, he is the best recognition is that at the age of 90, he is still, I think he is a director or vice chancellor or holding the position of academicians in many places. And if you meet Dr. Costa, you will find a very active, cutting edge mind. He's very sharp, very intelligent, and he's still guiding dozens of researchers under him. He still writes papers which gets published in the international well-recognized journals. You see, getting one paper published in international journals, it takes years of hard work.
Right.
And that's what he has achieved. So he's already recognized. You see, there are some people who doesn't need recognition. They are recognized by the scientific community, and their work, it paves the research for the future generation. And the kind of work he has done, that RF transmission between plants, that work will be, researchers will be working on that for hundreds of years. Many new, maybe after 10, 20, 50, 75 years, some researchers will certainly acknowledge that this pioneering work was done by Dr. Costa and he has taken it forward. The kind of work he's doing, they are much beyond the application of that work in the present context, in the context of medical technology. He's doing a next generation research work. And this research work is certainly going to be recognized maybe after 50 years, after 100 years, or after 200 years. So that kind of work he is doing.
Sir, I recently heard that Dr. Costa did a research which was something like fantasy film. And I would say, and it is a very good saying, it is not my own, but I believe in this saying a lot, that magic, people's magic and miracles for people is someone's science, right? So I got to know something that he did which actually fits perfectly in this metaphor. In our ancient text, Ravana was known to have enslaved 9 planets, and Hanumanji was the one who had actually freed those 9 planets when he went to Lanka to search for Sita ji. Dr. Costa explained how that is possible. Practically enslaving a planet like Jupiter, which is 300 times bigger than Earth, is not possible. But he explained the science behind it, that you can create a replica that may have some sort of a connection with the original entity. And when you do something with that replica, the same impact happens on the entity that is connected to it. Now, this coming from a scientist is a very big statement. So, what is your opinion? Because I'm certainly not able to decide whether this can be termed as fantasy or it can actually be termed as hardcore science or something which is proven. I'm still confused, so I would like your help to come up with this.
You see, Dr. Costa is a very spiritual, intellectual, and very scientific. I don't know whether you have visited his residence in Jabalpur, his native place or not. He lives in a temple. He has created structure of temple temples, and all those temples are created in a very scientific manner, very scientific manner. And if you visit, then he will explain you about the whole architecture in a very scientific manner. He will tell you the reason why he has put even a brick in that particular orientation. I feel that Dr. Koshna should write a book on that also, that why at all he has created the temple and the reasons, because there are thousands of reasons for the complete physical structure of that group of temple. It's a huge one. The interesting thing is that he has not taken donation of even a single rupee from anybody to create those temples. And if you visit, you will realize that he has spent crores and crores of rupees to create those structures. What I feel that he has a very rich and intensive internal journey as well as external journey. So his internal and external both journeys are complementary. They are complementary in the sense whatever he thinks and he feels that it's possible to show it in the physical form, he does it. And whatever he feels that it is not possible to show it in the physical form, that he does in the spiritual form, and he conveys it to the people. Apart from the mechanical structure, he has made thousands of villagers, poor people, people who live in the close vicinity of that temple to come, pray, and he has allowed access irrespective of any affiliations. Anybody is free to come and pray there. Now here what happens, when they come, we catch hold of them and he preaches the science in the form of religious texts. So he is converting people by reasons. He's conveying people that you have to think in a very rational manner, reasonable manner, and then only believe in the spiritual form, whatever is available there. And let me tell you, he is more or less very successful in doing that. He's a sannyasi. You have seen him. He's a sannyasi. He wears saffron robes, and if you know the winter of Jabalpur, it is as good or bad as Delhi, and he wears the same dress in the winter, in the summer, in the rainy season. Every day it's the same. He leads a very simple life, very simple life. I've not seen him wearing shoes. He wears khadam, wooden khadam. I don't know whether we will be able to wear and walk because it calls for a different skill sets. He is, I don't know how to describe him. He is like a Superman, imbibing a sannyasi, a scientist, a preacher, an intellectual giant, a spiritually awakened person. At the same time, he gives a lot of time for education. He is in the board of several universities and educational institutions, and he goes there, he teaches, he motivates. I'm wordless to explain the personality of Dr. Koshna. I can't explain. He is a giant in the form of one simple, frail body.
So, sir, are you also suggesting that he, as a scientist, can to an extent explain spirituality or religion scientifically?
Of course. That's what I told.
That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. That has been
Thank
very
you.
insight.
thank you for giving me opportunity to speak about a person whom I not only admire, but one day I'll try to walk on his path. Thank you.